next week. Dean Ambrose is just like, okay, I'm going to make you wrestle. You're going to face Finn Balor, and if you lose your IC title shot. Miz abuses his power excellently and just says, hey, Finn, you just touched the referee. You get disqualified. Boom, I'm gone. I'm still number one contender. And Dean just comes out and says, no. No, you see, we're not going to allow that. I don't like DQ finishes and stuff like that. So you know what? We're restarting the matchup. Oh, and Maurice, bye-bye. You're gone. So Maurice is banned, and then Finn Balor gets the win. The thing was that I was confused about this because when I saw this, I thought, well, does that mean Finn gets the IC title shot, or what kind of happened here? Because it felt like they just kind of faded away from that stipulation. So I don't understand,
Yeah, they do shit like that a lot. There's been a couple times in recent history where they had, stuff like, I can't think of the word. Like stipulations. They're like, what was it? Survivor Series. I think it was Survivor Series. Raw versus SmackDown.
Oh, yeah.
The winning team gets 3 draft picks from the other show, and that never happened. On Raw's team, they said if any team or anyone on Raw lost, they would get fired. That never happened, but that's probably for the better. The draft pick thing would have been cool, but they do shit like that all the time, though. They make these stipulations. Most recently, Randy Orton versus Bray Wyatt at Payback originally was supposed to be a rematch for the title, and then they stopped talking about it because they decided to put Bray on Raw. And it's weird how they do that because it's WWE mentality. It's if we don't talk about it, you'll eventually forget about it. Like if we don't mention it, we just leave it like it was never there, you'll eventually forget about it.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that. It's just...
I'm not either.
I don't know. But Miz would get almost the last laugh in the end because he puts Dean Ambrose in a matchup with Bray Wyatt as the main event. Very stellar, to say the least. I hate what they're doing with Bray Wyatt right now. I mean, you are one of the bigger fans of Bray Wyatt, so I know that this probably pisses you off more than anything. It feels like now they're reaching a point where it's like, oh, Bray Wyatt can't get a victory unless somebody, interferes and helps him win. It's like, if you wanted to do that deal, then why didn't you just have him still with the Wyatt family? It makes no sense. Great, Bray Wyatt wins the Raw main event. But what was the point? It felt like absolutely nothing. It felt like dog shit because the fact of the matter was Miz hit Dean Ambrose with the IC title, and then they did a whole deal where, he's in the ring. 1, 2. No, he kicks out. Sister Abigail. 1, 2, 3. Oh, okay. So Bray Wyatt supposedly did all the work.
That kind of goes to your point, though. I mean, it really was. If you think about it, the whole show with Dean and Miz going back and forth was really putting the emphasis on the IC title match, and Dean Ambrose restarted the match with Finn Balor, so Miz got even with him and put him against Bray Wyatt, and then of course interfered and then kind of taunted him there at the end. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. For me, anytime if Bray gets a win, I don't care who comes in. The freaking gobbledygooker could come out and interfere in a Bray Wyatt match. As long as he wins, I don't care because he's winning. It's actually for what it's worth, I actually didn't mind that match. I mean, probably because Bray won, but I was a little disappointed. I was a little disappointed that for weeks now there's been interactions between Bray and Finn. We didn't have that last night, and they were both on the show.
Yeah, I am kind of surprised that they didn't capitalize up the whole, Finn is not the number one contender. He didn't retaliate for that with Bray Wyatt, and I'm willing to bet that they're going to capitalize it on that next week and it's going to be like, oh, well, hey, you cost me my championship shot. It's like, dude, that was like 2 weeks ago. Why didn't you do that in the UK or something like that? It's just one of those things where it's like, delayed reaction much? I mean, did that hit from Jinder kind of kind of mess with your memory or something? Or just something else? I don't know. It's just really, really, really weird. But, yeah, like I said, this just felt like like we said, the build-up for the IC title match next week. Fingers crossed, praying to God that Miz gets the title back. Because right now, I think Dean Ambrose is really just putting a damper on the championship right now. Miz made a really good point about, the fact that, hey, yeah, he was on the WrestleMania card, but it was basically like it was just like a little blink in the radar where very, very few people paid attention to it. I was on the main card. And it's kind of one of those things where it's like, well, at the same time, you have to remember that Dean won and you lost. So, but it's still one of those things where it's like, he makes a good point. It's like, nobody really was focused on the IC title matchup too much, but they were more focused on the Miz and Maurice versus, Cena and Nikki, which is, of course, kind of sad because it's a Cena and Nikki match, but at the same time, it's just like, well, what are you going to do? I don't know. But,
yeah, and he also brought up the fact that I don't think it's been defended since WrestleMania either.
Yeah, they go by stat. Well, then again, you have to also remember that, neither has the Universal title, but at the same time, they're going to be like, oh, no, it's been the 30 days, so blah, 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 blah. It's like, well, then why don't you do that to Brock then? Well, he has a contract.
Brock Lesnar's a different story.
Yeah. Brock Lesnar's just a different story, and plus he could kill us, so we're not going to take the title belt off of him. Yeah, you guys have no balls. Thank you for proving my point.
But yeah, I agree with you. I really 150 million % hope that Miz gets the win. I might have to bust out my old Miz shirt, break out of retirement for that.
Oh man, well, one can dream. But another thing that happened on Raw, like we said, was the tag team turmoil, in which we saw Cesaro and Sheamus pick up the victory. They blew through Enzo and Cass, destroyed Heath Slater and Rhino, gave a good solid 10-15 minutes to Cesaro and Sheamus versus the Club, which I thought was awesome. Because for me, that makes me think that, oh man, they're going to make, the Club a very huge factor in the tag team division this year, because they didn't do that with, any of the other tag teams. It was just like, hey, they're kind of there, whatever. But, a great matchup between the Club and Cesaro and Sheamus. And then finally, Cesaro and Sheamus defeat Golden Truth. Yeah, like we thought that they were going to win. No. And then, of course, we see the Broken Hardys come out, and they, of course, are going to get redemption for their attack, but nope, Cesaro and Sheamus are just like, yeah, no, we're going to wait. We're going to wait our time. So I guess the question right now is that title match going to happen on a Raw, or is that going to happen at Extreme Rules?
I am hoping Extreme Rules. I don't know what they're going to do. Obviously, it's probably not going to be a ladder match by itself, being that they had one at WrestleMania, but I would love to see a tables match or all-out TLC at Extreme Rules between these two teams. Last night, that was the match of the night for me for Monday Night Raw. Mm-hmm. It really showcased how good Sheamus and Cesaro are. It shows that they got stamina too. I mean, those guys can go. They blew through 4 teams. The only thing that pissed me off is I was watching how they beat on Rhino last night, and in my head I was just like, do you remember when Rhino was the man beast? Like when he was literally the man beast, where he would just gore his way through everybody, and he's reduced to chump change on Monday Night Raw now. It's sad. I was thinking of some of the gores where he's just, I turn people inside out, and now he's, again, just chump change on Monday Night Raw.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the tag team turmoil. That was match of the night. I did like the tease. The tease that Golden Truth was gonna go over because they want that match with the Hardys, and they've talked about it backstage. And I'm sure all the little kids in their Golden Truth T-shirts were pumped up about it too. And then the sad reality is Sheamus and Cesaro, badasses that they are, they just basically ran through the entire tag team division.
Yeah, they basically did. And honestly, with the way they're being built right now, I do see them taking the belts off the Hardys on the next title defense that they have. I see them even doing the whole deal where they're going to split the Hardy Boys up, where Jeff goes on to be a main eventer, or upper mid-carder at least, and then Matt goes on to do his broken gimmick, which, I've heard reports that WWE and I'm trying to remember that other company, Anthem deal, where they actually reached an agreement about the broken gimmicks, so it seems like that we may indeed be getting the broken Hardy gimmick, possibly with a WWE twist to it, which, I'm totally okay with. Just don't get rid of the delete chance, and don't let Matt, change his accent, whatever it is, some Jamaican kind of Hindu. It just is an awesome accent, and I want to see Matt Hardy do that again. Please, just keep those two things, and I'll be happy. I don't care if you make him like this, guy who just goes back to the whole keyboard thing, and he just goes, delete, delete, delete. I don't care. Just let him keep delete, let him keep the accent, and I'll be fine with it.
I would love to see, I know there's thousands of people out there also that have talked about this, but broken Ned Hardy and Bray Wyatt.
Oh, man, that would just be amazing. I would love to see that. just Bray Wyatt, of course, doing the I'm the Eater of Worlds, and Matt Hardy, of course, pulling his delete deal. I honestly could see Bray Wyatt doing his spider walk, and Matt Hardy just doing that smile and that weird laugh of just.
I can see Matt Hardy, Bray Wyatt goes, I am the Eater of Worlds, and Matt Hardy would be like, well, I am the Deleter of Worlds.
Oh my god. Oh man, I would love to see that built up for one of the big four, whether that be SummerSlam or Survivor Series. That would be wonderful, to say the least. All right, so women's division. We got 2 matches out of it. That's a good thing. We got Sasha Banks defeating Alicia Fox, as well as Alexa Bliss defeating Mickie James, in what was all honestly one of the worst ways to... Well, actually, both women's matches were very, very weird. Because, we'll start with Alexa Bliss versus Mickie James. Nia Jax basically is saying, you have your rematch with Bayley, that's great, but I should get the next shot. And Alexa, of course, being the amazing little person that she is, she just says, well, I can't make that decision, but, I will talk to Kurt right away when I get a chance. And Nia just says, well, looks like you got a new best friend. And literally, I'm just like, oh, God, this is beautiful. Matchup with Mickie James was good. I hated the finish. The way that it was just Alexa Bliss doing a punch to Mickie James. Mickie James falls off the ropes. And then 1, 2, 3, that's it. I'm like, she didn't even look like she got hit that hard on the mat or anything. It's like, what is this? Did she just tap into an inner Roman Reigns deal where she just does a Supergirl punch or something and just, knock Mickie James out? What the hell is this? I just didn't get it. And then Nia Jax beats up on Mickie James just because she can. Okay, fair enough. Not going to complain about that. But then again, I'm not going to complain about Nia Jax because I know she'd tear me in half like a piece of meat. So...
Yeah, anybody who's listened to me on Spark Money podcast knows that I am a huge Nia Jax fan. I believe that Nia Jax can do no wrong. I think she's awesome. She's definitely going to be a champion someday. I really it's not going to happen, but God, would I love to see Alexa Bliss